Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
Was the programming offensive to you in some way? That what the kids were watching?
I didn't think it was educational enough.
Sophie is a visual learner, and that's what I have noticed with her development.
I don't even know what that means.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. You want him to pay $628.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, knock my socks off. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. The law talks about something may in fact be true, but can they prove it? And that's what's tough.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Michelle Lowe's claims her daughter was not taught anything during daycare, and she was subjected to an unsafe daycare facility. Ms. Lowe's is suing daycare owner Georgia Williams in the amount of $1,200. Ms. Williams claims she didn't guarantee the plaintiff's daughter would learn, only that she would be looked after.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All praise, Ms. Warren, Your Honor.
Third, good Deputy Thomas. Mrs. Lowe's, you're suing Ms. Williams for $1,200, am I right?
Right.
All right, knock my socks off. Go ahead.
Your Honor, we're here today in the name of education. Me and my husband believe that education is very important when you become an adult. We've already set our 10-year-old onto an amazing path, and we're trying to give our little Sophie the same advantages.
How old is Sophie?
Sophie is 4 years old.
All right, so we're not really here for education. We're here for $1,200.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, and you want $1,200 because?
I don't believe that Ms. Williams provided the services that I'm paying for, and that
what
she guaranteed
services
that
were
my
those?
child would have.
What services did she indicate that she was offering that you were willing to pay $1,200 for?
She was going to teach my child the basics, ABCs, counting. She should know how to spell her name.
What was she doing prior to going to Miss Williams?
She was staying with my mother-in-law at home.
And was Mom helping with ABCs and names and alphabets and numbers?
She was doing the best that she can, but she's an older woman.
Okay, so then that's a no. Fair
she
enough.
was doing the best she
right.
could.
No, I understand. But at that point, when you went to go to Miss Williams, was it your mother-in-law or your mother?
Mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law had not done those things.
I guess so.
All right. Well, you would know. You're the mom, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what role were you playing in the teaching of your own child?
Doing what I can. I have her with me as much as I can. I
Okay.
use full, complete sentences. We go over her letters and her numbers on a regular basis.
You're telling me by the age of 4, she still did not know her ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, things like that?
She was shaky.
She was shaky?
Yes, in all
Before
those
she even
areas.
got to Miss Williams. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Miss Williams, let me switch over to you.
Hello, Your Honor.
How long have you been in the business of educating young people?
Almost 3 years now.
3 years. What ages do you specialize in?
About 2 to 7.
2 to 7. Where is the typical 4-year-old in terms of ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, names, things like that?
They know how to write their names. They know how to trace their names.
This is at 4 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Now, is that because you have worked with them since 2, or on average, even kids that come to you?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both. It is, if I get them at a younger age, I can get them at 4 years old to be able to write their names and knowing their colors and their shapes.
Okay.
And then normally when they come in around 4, they already are prepared.
They start with you around 4, some as young as 2.
Correct.
And then at 5, that's when kindergarten starts, right?
Correct.
And specifically, you're talking about ABCs, 1, 2, 3s.
I'm talking about, I have her curriculum here.
I'd like
I'm
to see
talking
that.
about
Yes.
language and literacy, building brain power, being able to, control her emotions.
All
And
right.
that is what I'm doing, Your Honor.
Is this your curriculum, Miss Williams? It says Sunshine Daycare, making a difference one child at a time. Oh,
Yes,
it
and I
takes a
am
village, doesn't it?
Yes, I am very proud of my curriculum.
You
I
are
took-
proud of your curriculum, language
Yes.
and literacy development, building brain power, social and emotional development, physical development and wellness.
I am an
cognitive
ambitious
development.
woman.
Well, you're just knocking it out the park here.
Yes, I'm very ambitious,
All
Your
for the
Honor.
low price of $1,200.
Well, it's $600 a month.
$600 a month, right. Sophie was there for 2 months.
Correct.
All right. And over the course of the 2 months, you're saying that you didn't get the benefit of your bargain.
Correct.
Let me hear from you.
All right. Well, Sunshine Daycare is my life. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter that is also in the daycare with me.
Okay.
And
You run the facility out of your home?
I do run the facility out of my home.
During the 2-month period that you had her, were you hearing any complaints? Were there any issues that were brought to your attention in terms of her lack of development?
Yes.
Okay.
It was about a month in.
Yes.
Me and Ms. Lowe's had a conversation, and she felt that Sophie wasn't meeting the requirements of what my curriculum stated.
Because your curriculum is pretty thorough.
It is.
And it sounds, I mean, if I were a parent, I would say, oh, this is definitely where I want my child to be. How many kids do you normally have at any given time?
Roughly between 7 to 10.
All right. And how many people other than you are with those children?
It is just me.
All right. Because typically, if you have more than 7 kids, you really should have 2 people.
Right.
Your Honor, when I first enrolled my child in her daycare,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
were only 3 to 5 children.
Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. For $600 a month to have to share your time between 10, is that including your daughter or not?
Yes.
That includes your daughter?
Yes, it does.
Typically, you need to have an assistant after 7.
Okay.
That's a strike against you. I'm just saying.
All right.
All right, so let's talk about what it was that you didn't feel specifically Miss Williams did.
Coming up on America's Court.
What have you done at home to assist her with the ABCs? Because what she said was, my teacher, and I'm just wondering, to what extent was she coached?
And later,
Why not put the puppet back in the purse?
I was trying to give that option, but they said that because I'm creating such a disturbance, I'm going to have to leave if I have her on the premises.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Michelle Lowe's, who is suing daycare owner Georgia Williams for $1,200.
What else are we dealing with?
The next issue is we went to get Sophie to, we picked her up early to go take her out for ice cream, and we noticed that the kids were just laying around watching a movie.
How early?
Then
what your normal
get out
time would
about
be?
2 o'clock. We picked her up at 12.
All right. Is that true? Was it 12 o'clock?
Yes, it was.
And at 12 noon, the kids were just laying around.
Watching a movie.
No nap time?
I just
They
saw
are-
them watching a movie.
They have nap time or they have watching the shows with the
All right.
educational videos.
Because typically, most daycares, everyone goes down at the same time because the instructor's like, okay, I'm tired. Y'all are wearing me out. Right? Am I right?
You're right.
And, all right.
Your Honor, I also failed to mention she was
What
in
was
the kitchen with her
what
boyfriend.
Was the programming offensive to you in some way? That the
I
kids were
didn't think
watching?
it was educational enough.
Sophie is a visual learner, and that's what I have noticed with her
I don't
development.
even know what that means.
Well, you know, there's like 3 different types of learning. It's the audio, visual, and it's hands-on. And I've noticed with Sophie, she doesn't like to really share too much. If I tell her anything, she's very demanding, doesn't want to do anything. But when I do visuals and educational videos, she responds well to that. She can tell me back what they just
And
said.
in your opinion, you were able to conclude that based on that, learning in that mode,
Was better for her.
why are you entitled to get all of your money back?
Your Honor, I
because
provided
based
a-
on what I'm hearing, something in the gumbo ain't fresh.
I provided a video to your bailiff showing Sophie trying to say her ABCs, and she was
I'm sorry, say that
struggling.
again?
I provided a video to your bailiff
Yes.
showing Sophie trying to recite her ABCs,
Do
and
we
she
have
had a
that?
problem.
Yeah, the DVD's loaded for you.
All right. Let's take a look.
A, B, C. I don't know. I really want to learn it. Yeah, my teachers just let me watch Dora.
All day?
Yeah.
Ah,
So she may know Spanish, but she doesn't know her ABCs.
okay. I'm glad you showed me that video because what it reveals to me with Sophie is that she has a lot of energy, big personality.
Yes.
And it does not appear, and of course I'm no expert, what have you done at home to assist her with the ABCs? Because what she said was, my teacher, and I'm just wondering, to what extent was she coached? to say that because you're the one that's talking to her while she's on the video.
I can understand how you would surmise
I'm
that.
so glad you understand.
We work with her on a constant basis.
Okay.
I just think the environment at Sunshine Daycare is just not the right one for her. And the final straw was Miss Williams was sick. She had a substitute instructor in, and I was told that my daughter opened up a refrigerator and went in and got her own yogurt snack, opened it without asking anybody, ate it. The yogurt ended up being expired, and she had 24 hours of food poisoning for the next few hours.
And because of those things, you want this court to give you back every single penny. This woman's not entitled to anything. That's what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
I got it. I understand. And there's no dispute that the amount is $600 a month, correct?
Yes.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, when I look at it on balance, here's what we have. We have a situation where Mrs. Lowe's, obviously you want the best for your child.
Yes.
I get that. And this whole process of educating from beginning, my son is getting ready to graduate high school. And I'm just like, whew. One down, one to go. I have to look at the behavior of the defendant in this case as to why you should be entitled to a full amount. You're not entitled to a full amount. Because there were things that Mrs. Williams did as it pertains to providing you the services that you asked for. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I had situations, my wife and I, where we had to go from daycare to find the right fit. That happens. I got an issue with the yogurt and the food poisoning and the refrigerator being so accessible, even in the event that you weren't there. So, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the plaintiff, because just the stress and whatever resources she had to undertake to make sure Sophie was okay, I think that warrants some compensation. And so what I'm going to give the plaintiff, your judgment's going to be $200. That is the order. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $200.
I'm really upset at her child care services, and I didn't get what I paid for.
I believe teaching starts in the home, and as a daycare provider, I help with the instruction, but every child learns differently.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
Why not put the puppet back in the purse?
I was trying to give that option, but they said that because I'm creating such a disturbance, I'm going to have to leave if I have her on the premises.
Closed captioning provided by...
Ready to take control of your back pain? New Icy Hot Lidocaine Patch.
Desensitizes aggravated nerves with the max strength lidocaine available.
New Icy Hot Lidocaine Patch.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Michelle Haven claims she was kicked out of a theater because she was trying to enjoy the show with her puppet. Ms. Haven is suing theater coordinator Trent Lippen for $290. Mr. Lippen claims he doesn't owe the plaintiff anything because she was causing a disturbance in the audience.
Hi there.
Hello, how are you?
What is the name of the puppet?
My puppet's name is Jenny.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay, besides seeing that guy over there.
All
I'm doing
right,
okay.
Miss Haven. So you and the puppet and Mr. Lippen, we're getting ready to chop it up here. Go ahead and prove your case.
Okay, hi. My name is Michelle, and I'm here today to sue Mr. Lippman for $290, which is basically the cost of 2 theater tickets.
Right.
To give you a little backstory, when I was growing up, when I was 5, actually, I was in a car accident. It was a very traumatic thing for her. Yeah. My parents were killed in front of my eyes, so I was raised by my grandfather, and because of that trauma...
Stop. You lost your parents at 5.
Mm-hmm.
That would be traumatic.
Yeah.
They were also in the car with you.
Yes, they were.
So you saw this happen.
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
I take it was something that happened. You're a theater owner?
Correct. For the last 20 years, practically.
I'm sorry?
For the last 20 years.
And there was an issue in terms of the theater?
Yes, well, I don't like the fact that I'm being sued.
No one usually does. We start there.
Okay.
All right? Jenny's nodding her head.
Well, of course, no one likes that.
Right. And
Not
yet
that I
here,
would know.
and yet here we are, Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, yeah, but she and I were treated unfairly. That's why we felt we had to sue.
I see. And why were you treated unfairly, Jenny?
Well, we were treated unfairly because we attended a show at Mr. Lipton's theater. We're new to the town. This was the first time going to this particular theater. But she brought.
I feel like
me.
I actually am having a conversation with this puppet.
Well, you did ask me. You did ask me.
I did.
Coming up on America's Court.
Why not put the puppet back in the purse?
I was trying to give that option, but they said that because I'm creating such a disturbance, I'm going to have to leave if I have her on the premises.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Michelle Haven, who is suing theater coordinator Trent Lippen for $290.
There was a situation at the theater, and there was a disturbance and a distraction as it pertains to Jenny.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, Your Honor. In fact, it occurred very quickly into the action. I didn't witness it myself, but I was told by most of the actors and actresses that there is a major problem, and that some of them, in fact, were saying that they wouldn't be prepared to carry on.
But based on their having an issue with the puppet, what is it that you decided to do?
The security detail made an approach to Michelle here.
Based on you contacting them?
Yes.
And?
And they gave her an option to completely promise to be quiet for the rest of the program.
Did you direct the security guards to go speak to the plaintiff?
Yes.
All right. Based on the information that you had heard? Yes?
But I had witnessed the audience dissatisfaction myself.
Was she given the option of putting the puppet away?
Indeed.
Why not put the puppet back in the purse?
Well, I was trying to give that option, but they said that because I'm creating such a disturbance, I'm going to have to leave if I have her on the premises.
Okay.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
What I have to do is I have to think about the reasonable person. A reasonable person who paid top dollar to sit near or on the front row, who's trying to watch a performance, would they be distracted to the point where you would be asked to leave by the activities that you're engaging in? Because that's what this is based on. The gavel comes down in favor of the defendant. Unfortunately, your matter is dismissed. Case closed.
Thank you.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
That woman was not a minor distraction to my audience and to my actors. She was a major distraction. She had to go.
I am mad that we didn't get our money back. But I'll tell you one thing, we are never going to see a show at that guy's theater again.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.